Duke likes to live out in the country. He's a farm boy, he's very practical, he fits the role. He's one of the older engineers here. And so he's a mechanical engineer by trade. He's hands-on, very personal, just a real joy to be around. Everybody gets used to calling on him and wanting, to call back and then talk to Duke even more and more, because there's just something special about Duke. He just won't leave you. Alex is kind of special in his own way. Alex is an electrical engineer. He works really, really hard. Maybe the best way, like if he starts drinking or having fun, he's the first to come to the table with booze, right? And he's the first to buy the first round, and he's always the first to a lot of things. And he's always a very giving person. That's his personality. And when you put all those things and how he helps everybody, he puts others first. That's a rare quality to have. And I hope someday that, we all can give back to Alex that way. So, but then, his workmanship and everything else he does, he never stops. He'll give you 100%. And if he feels you need more, he'll give you more. He never stops. Well, I met Dave. He was doing an intern at Pemco. When you need him, you go find him, right? But he's never going to be in your way or do anything that way. I think there's a whole lot more promise for Dave later in life. I think with the future of R&D and things like this, I think Dave can shine differently later in life. That's great. Alex Zerbo came to us as a young man, tech school. But here's a guy that, is probably my best conceptor. So when I'm concepting things, I can paint him a vision as to what I need or want. And somehow he would read my mind and be able to get it on paper. So I think he's one of those guys that are really special that way for me for working with. There's a certain connection and dialogue there. I would be lost without him. Hard to believe it's 15 years. So I met Woody one time. We were building a subdivision and we were building a house, and so he was doing a lot of wiring in houses and that. So when I started talking to him about our opportunity, about what we were going to do, and mind you, we didn't have anybody. So Woody was the first. But I can tell you that, look, it was very comfortable working with Woody all those years, the 15 years, and we had a lot of fun doing it. So we hired a mechanical guy and we hired an electrical guy. So it was a two-man team. And those two guys would, how would I say, badger each other forever. And they seemed like they were brothers more than anything. So he's something special that way. So I think Woody has a unique talent. He can problem solve very quickly. The only words I would say about Woody is going forward is, he's worked hard all his life. Now he has to, be able to coach and to mentor and do all those next things in life. And that'd be the icing on the cake for him. Lisa's kind of like the mother. She's the mothership. She's steering. She keeps everybody in line. She's the first one you want the customer to see. She's the first one, or the last one the customer to see. She just brings a certain presence about herself. Just on the people skills. She knows how to maneuver around people. And most importantly, I think that I wanted someone to greet the day one, to greet people, answer the phones, but never had a doubt with her as far as, what her intentions were. But it just, you always, if you want to chuckle, you go see Lisa. So she kept everybody in line, and then she could read people when they're in trouble or if they needed help or whatever. She also helped me with that, in a lot of ways. Is that, hey, I think we should do this. Fine, let's do it. So it was always like another set of eyes. I knew Keith's family growing up, so so I've known Keith for a number of years, probably since he was probably 8 to 10 years old. Keith was working for a view farmer, and they were running the place, but they closed it down. And so when I knew he was out of a job, I said, well, this is easy, so I knew he was a hard worker, and he came on board day one, and he would always give you 100%, and he has a certain charisma about him. You know, he keeps the shop happy, so to speak. He can keep everybody moving, and then also, keep a certain environment. So when you're on the road with him, it's a lot of fun, and he reminds me a lot of my dad, where you could work on something all day and bust your butt, but you didn't know where the day went, but you enjoyed it. And you didn't think about the work, you thought more about the conversations all day, and you shake your head when you go home or whatever it is. And so it's a real joy to be working with both of these guys. And but Keith, I think, personally, that was an easy pick.